also a lot of things like what's the Bible saying? You could say tattoos, piercings, all sorts of things. And pretty much the standard answer that I would give to start with any of them is it's not a salvation issue.
If it's not a salvation issue. And that was actually
a lot of them are not salvation issues. But the thing is, if you are saved and you do have a relationship with Christ, then you naturally wouldn't want to do these bad things. So like you could say, is it okay to drink 2 bottles of wine every night? It's like you wouldn't lose your salvation if you did that. But if you're a Christian and you're saved, you probably wouldn't have the desire. And if you did have the desire, it would really, really bug you that you did have the desire. So you'd pray about it and work hard to no longer have the desire to have 2 bottles of wine every night. But you wouldn't lose your salvation for doing it. So Christians absolutely still sin, but they will get punished for it in this lifetime, and they will feel bad about it. So there'd be things that a non-saved person can do and not feel the least bit guilty. But if I did the same thing, I'd be racked with guilt. Sorry, that was a long monologue.
No, it's interesting. Like if someone was truly saved, then their behaviors would be different.
Yeah, but you wouldn't behave good because you don't lose your salvation. It's because you're saved and because you're so grateful that Jesus died for you. So you could be saved. You don't want to do bad things. And when you do bad things, which you will do, you'd hopefully you would feel really bad about it. Not a fake bad, but a real bad.
Yeah.
And you would try not to do bad things and you'd want to do good things. So so like there's a book in the Bible called James that talks all about this, about faith without works and works without faith and stuff. And the point he makes that's often twisted by people is if you are saved, you will do good works, but you're not saved because of your good works. And if someone says they're saved, but there is no good works, maybe they're not actually saved. Because lots of people think they're saved that they're not. And you can tell by their lifestyle, and it's like, yeah, but they're not. It's like, if you were saved, you couldn't do that. You can sin for a short time doing a certain thing, but the point would get reached where it would be impossible for you to carry on doing that.
It makes me think about the point we said last time about, it's been said before at least, and I think it's somewhat what we said last time about, all works are like dirty rags to, in front of God. Yeah. Like all works, whether you go out and smack someone or you go out and give them a meal, it's dirty rags. Yeah. It's just dirty rags of a different color, but that nothing really. Well, again, that's what you're saying, acts without works. But even if someone, goes to church every day and does all these things, that's just dirty works. They could do everything, they could follow every single law that you're supposed to follow in the Bible. And it's just dirty works or dirty rags. And that's there's nothing in that. Not that there's nothing in that, but the relative difference between a rapist and just a nice guy in a different country that is not Christian, or someone here that's not Christian, those are equivalent in the eyes of justice, in the ultimate justice sense.
Neither of them would get you saved, being good or raping people. Neither of those are going to get you saved, but there are, you can see from the Bible, different levels of punishment.
Okay.
That does exist. Because there's something you said, because I say something about that. Yeah, so it's to do with your salvation. Doing these good works are not going to get you saved. So you help an old lady across the meal, or take your neighbor a meal because they're old and it helps them out. That's not going to get you saved, but it still might be a nice thing to do. But as far as does it help you get saved? No, it doesn't. The only reason you can get saved, if you accept the free gift, that Jesus took your place. And so your sins have been paid for. You can't pay for your sins by doing lots of good things. If you've broken the law, but you kept feeding your neighbor, you still broke the law. It's like they won't take that into consideration.
Mhm.
Because if you're being tried for a crime, you're being tried for that crime. You're not being. So you stole a car and then you ran over somebody. That's a particular crime. Let's say that's 2 crimes. You can't then say, "Ah, yeah, but I did my neighbour's garden for the last 10 years." The judge won't say, "Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, no, I understand," and let you off, because then that's not righteous. It's like to be just. Sorry, for the judge to be just, you might say, "Okay, you did that for the gardener, but you still have to pay for this crime."
Mhm.
And the thing is, we've all sinned against God, and it's impossible for us to pay that debt.